in this presentation, I'll be presenting to you the second wave of examples natin ng kung paano magsulat ng isang explicit form of a sequence given the terms. Okay, so we still have the same objective. So at the end of the presentation, you will be able to, again, given the terms of a sequence, write an explicit formula. Okay, so before we start, I have a few words for you. Okay, so some patterns can be easily determined just by looking at the terms. Unfortunately, some are not that easy. Coming up with an explicit formula is more on like a trial and error thing. You really have to take time and analyze the given sequence carefully to be able to figure out what pattern is being used. Lastly, when in doubt, choose the simplest rule that makes sense. Okay, so here is the second wave of examples. We still do have the same task here. That is to determine the next two terms in the given sequence and then write the explicit form of the sequence. Now, the difference between this set of examples kaysa dun sa previous na set of examples natin is that dito, more on like these examples contain at most two na operations para makuha yung values ng mga terms na to dito sa mga given na sequence natin. Okay, so before we start yung solution ng respective na sequence na yan, let me just again remind you of these three things na you should keep in mind when you're writing an explicit formula of a sequence given its terms. Okay, so again, you have to keep in mind that first you have to focus on the values of n and its respective corresponding terms. Second, look for a rule that shows the relationship between the position of the term and the term itself. Lastly, always start the analysis by asking yourself this very essential question: what operation or set of operations was applied to n to get the value of each term? Do not forget these reminders, important reminders para you'll be guided kung paano nagka-come up ng isang explicit form. Okay, so let's start with the solution for example number 1. You have the terms 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Sa unang tingin, ang masasabi natin dyan ay sila ay mga odd numbers. Okay, so first step, gagawa tayo ng table. Yan. I'll try to guide you para makuha nyo yung tamang pattern. Okay? So, first, in this sequence, you will notice that the terms are consecutive odd numbers. Now, try to follow try to answer my guide questions and see if you will be able to come up with the correct pattern. Okay? The same pattern na in-apply ko dyan sa sequence na yan. Ilang 2 meron sa 5? Dalawa, tama. Pero may sobrang isa, tama? So, you have dalawang 2, tapos para makompleto yung 5, you have to add 1 pa. Next. Sa 3, ilang 3 meron sa 7? There are also 2. Plus 1, so you'll get 7. Sa 4, dalawa din, because if you're going to add 1 more unit, you'll be able to get 9. Also, the same goes with 5, tama? There are 2 5s sa 11. Tapos plus 1, then you'll get 11. If you were able to get this pattern, itong pattern na to wherein each term is 1 more than twice the position of the term, then very good. Okay. So, anong ibig sabihin nitong 1 more than twice the position of the term? Let me show you the solution. Kapag minultiply ko ng 2, ang bawat value ng n, tas dinagdagan ko ng isa yung product, I will be able to get their corresponding terms. So, you have 2 times 1 plus 1, this is equal to 3, our first term. Do the same thing for the succeeding terms. So, you'll have 2 times 2 plus 1 equals to 5, which is our second term. 2 times 3 plus 1 will give us 7. 2 times 4 plus 1 is equal to 9, our fourth term. And lastly, if you're going to do the same pattern with 5, 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is equal to 11. Hence, therefore, this pattern wherein you have multiplied the terms, the position of the terms by 2, then added it by, adding the product by 1 more unit, works on this sequence. So, ibig sabihin, yan din yung gagamitin nating pattern para mahanap si a sub 6 at yung nth term. Now, going back to the solution, to be able to get the values of a sub 6 and a sub 7, again, apply the same rule. So, for a sub 6, you'll have 2 times 6 plus 1, so the 6th term is 13. While the 7th term is, so 2 times 7, you'll have 14, plus 1, so that is 15. Therefore, the next two terms of this sequence are 13 and 15. Also, the explicit form of this sequence is a sub n equals to 2n plus 1 for n greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so let's have the solution for example number 2. We have the terms negative 7, negative 3, 1, 5, and 9. First things first, list these terms in a table form. Okay, so you have that. Now, in this sequence, notice that the terms skip by 4 units. Tingnan natin, follow kung paano ko nasabi na they skip by 4 units. Galing dito sa rightmost, papunta sa leftmost na, na term doon sa sequence. Subtract ka, 9 minus 5 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. 1 minus negative 3 is 4. Negative 3 minus negative 7 is also 4. Yang 4 na yan, di ba common yung naging, yung tawag natin dyan ay common difference. Okay, bakit common? Kasi di ba nga, pare-pareha sila ng naging difference, 4 units. Ngayon, yung major role, ito yung trick kapag pag nagde-deal tayo sa mga sequence na may common difference. Kung ano man yung common difference na yun, i-multiply natin yun, okay? I-multiply natin yun kay n. Pagkatapos nun, pagkatapos mong i-multiply, titingnan mo na kung ano yung next na gagawin mo. It's either you're going to add or you're going to subtract. Depende sa kung ano pa yung kulang dito. Ano pa yung kulang dun sa product para makuha mo yung value ng term. Okay, so let's try. So you have, yan na, 4. So 4 times 1 is 4. Follow. Try to solve it mentally and try to figure out the pattern na yung ginamit kong pattern dito sa sequence na to. So 4 times 1 is 4. Our target na value is negative 7. So anong gagawin mo kay 4 para ang maging sagot niya ay negative 7? I-add natin siya ng ilang units? Negative 2. Negative yung 7. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan yung i-add mo kay 4 ay mas mataas sa kanya, pero negative yung sign. So, ilan? It is, kung nakuha nyo to, kung nakuha nyo yung number na to, very good. Okay? Kung nakuha nyo yung 11, negative 11, very good. Tama yan. Tama yung naging sagot ninyo. Okay? Because the pattern that I have used in this sequence is each term is 4 times the position of the term, yung n, minus 11. Okay, so dun sa mga nakakuha, very good. Dun sa mga hindi nakakuha, okay lang yan. Okay lang yun. Okay, let me show you kung paano, paano yung solution. Okay? Yung mga hindi nakuha agad yung pattern, it's okay. You can still catch up. Kaya yan, sundan nyo lang yung process ng dahan-dahan. Dahan-dahan lang hanggang sa makuha mo yung technique kung paano makasulat ng isang explicit form. Okay, so this is the solution for that. So you have 4 times 1 minus 11 is equal to negative 7. Next, 4 times 2 minus 11 is equal to negative 3, which is our second term. Next, 4 times 3 minus 11 is equal to 1. 4 times 4 minus 11 is equal to 5. And lastly, you have 4 times 5 is equal to 20 minus 11, so you have 9. Okay, therefore, yan yung pattern na ginamit ko dyan sa sequence na yan. 4 times the position of the term, plus minus ko sa 11. Now, since we know that one already, we will be able to find the next two terms, the a sub 6 and a sub 7, and also, we will be able to get the nth term now. So, let us first solve for the value of a sub 6 and a sub 7. Okay. Apply the same pattern. So you'll have, for a sub 6, 4 times 6 is 24 minus 11, so you have 13. And for a sub 7, you have 4 times 7 is 28 minus 11, so you have 17. Therefore, the next two terms of this given sequence are 13 and 17. And the explicit form of this sequence is a sub n equals to 4n minus 11 for n greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so let's now have the solution for example number 3. You have the terms 1, 4, 27, 256, and 3,125. So as you can see, the values of the terms of this sequence are actually increasing. Okay, so first things first, isulat natin sa table yung mga terms. Ayan. Obviously, wala silang common difference kasi sobrang layo ng gap nila. Kapag ganyan kalaki yung gap ng mga terms sa isa't isa, ibig sabihin we're not just doing simple multiplication and addition here or multiplication and subtraction or hindi lang tayo nagdi-divide dito. Kapag ganito kataas yung gap ng bawat term sa isa't isa, ibig sabihin we are already including the concept of exponents. Okay. So, try natin makahanap ng exponent para dito sa mga numbers dito sa n para makuha natin tong values ng term. So, you try. Anong dapat na maging exponent ni 1 para maging 1 lang din siya? Dalawa, di ba? 0 or 1. So, pipili ka lang doon kasi parehas naman yung sagot nila. Next. What about 2? Saan mo siya i-erase para yung maging sagot niya ay 4? Sa 2. So, 2 raised to 2. So, ibig sabihin, pwede i-consider natin to na 1 raised to 1 kasi ito 2 raised to 2 para mag-follow sila ng pattern. Kung ano man yung pattern na yan, mamaya, tingnan natin kung sino makakakuha. Next, what about 3? Saan natin i-erase yung 3 para maging 27 yung sagot niya? Sa 3 din. Tama, sa 3. So, 3 raised to 3. Ayun na, nakikita na natin yung pattern ha. So, 1 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 3 raised to 3. Tingnan natin kung sino makakakuha ng tamang pattern. Okay, next. What about 4? Saan mo siya i-erase na exponent para ang maging sagot niya ay 256? If your answer is 4, that's correct. That is 4 raised to 4. Next. What about 5? Saan mo siya i-erase? Anong number yung dapat na maging exponent ni 5 para ang maging sagot niya ay 3,125? Come on. If your answer is 5, then you're correct. So, meron na bang nabubuong pattern sa isip ninyo? If you were able to get this pattern, itong pattern na to, wherein each term is obtained by raising n to the power of itself, very good. Tama yun. Kasi ang ginawa natin, kung mapapansin nyo kanina, di ba? 1 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 3 raised to 3, 4 raised to 4, 5 raised to 5. So, ang ginawa lang natin, yung number na yan, ni-raise natin siya sa sarili niya. Okay, so let me show you the solution for this pattern. Ayan, so you have 1 raised to 1 is equal to 1, then you have 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4, 3 raised to 3 is equal to 27, then you have 4 raised to 4 is 256, and lastly you have 5 raised to 5 is equal to 3,125. Ayan, yan yung position ng term at yung naging product natin, yan yung mga values ng terms. Okay, so again, ang ginawa natin, ni-raise natin yung n by to the power of itself. So, now, since we know already the pattern, we can now find the values of a sub 6, a sub 7, and eventually be able to come up with the explicit form na gagamitin natin para mahanap natin yung nth term. Okay, so going back to the solution, let us now determine the values of a sub 6 and a sub 7. Apply the same rule, okay? So for a sub 6, you have 6 raised to 6. So the product is 46,656. And for a sub 7, we have 7 raised to 7 is equal to 823,543. So the next two terms of this sequence are 46,656 and 823,543. And our explicit form for this sequence is a sub n equal to n raised to n for n greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so let's have our last example, the solution for our last example. So you have the terms 2 over 2, 4 over 3, 6 over 4, 8 over 5, and 10 over 6. Now notice that I did not simplify the terms of this sequence because it might depict the real essence of the pattern that I have applied in this sequence. Saka baka hindi nyo agad masundan kung ano yung pattern na ginamit ko. Okay, first things first, gawa tayo ng table. Ayan. Next. Notice that my terms are all fractions, diba? So therefore, if the terms are fractions, well, oftentimes they are expressed in simplest form. Pero yung iba kasi, hindi sinisimplify kasi nga, yun na nga, baka hindi masundan agad kung ano yung pattern na ginamit, magiging iba yung pattern na maiisip mo na na-apply. And so, since nasa fraction nga yung terms ko, therefore, the explicit form is most likely to be a rational expression as well. So, when you say rational expression, it means, fraction form siya, numerator tsaka denominator. So, posible na in this, pag ganyan, merong equation para sa numerator at meron ding equation para sa denominator. So, pag ganun yung nangyari, isa-isa mong gagawin yun. Hahanap ka ng pattern para kay numerator lang at hahanap ka ng pattern din para kay denominator lang. Okay. So, dito, hindi na natin papatagalin. So, dito, ang ginamit ko ay, ayan, for this case, the numerator is twice the value of n. Ayan, meron akong sarili formula para sa numerator, twice the value of n. Tapos, sa denominator naman, it's n more than 1 or n plus 1. Tingnan natin kung paano nangyari yun. Well, ayan let's have a closer look sa mga terms dito. Diba? Bakit twice, yung numerator twice the value of n? Diba nga yung mga values ko dito, you have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So, 2 is twice the value of 1. Likewise, 4 is also twice the value of 2. Same goes with 6, kasi twice the value of 3 siya. 4 times 2 is 8, and you have 5 times 2 is also 10. Yan, that's the equation for our numerator. Bakit naman sa denominator natin n more than 1 or n plus 1? Now, look at the pattern of the denominator. You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Then you have 2 plus 1 is 3. So, n plus 1. Whatever the value of n, pag dinagdagan ko siya ng 1, yun yung naging sagot dito sa denominator. Now, let me show you the solution. Okay, so for a sub 1, ayan. So, you have 2 times 1 all over 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2 over 2 or 1. I have simplified my answers dito sa solution ko para makita ninyo yung equivalent na simplest form niya. Kasi minsan yan yung makikita nyo, nasa simplified form na yung mga given dito. Hindi naman laging hindi nakasimplify. Okay, next. For a sub 2, we have 2 times 2 all over 2 plus 1. So, you'll have 4 over 3. Next, 2 times 3 all over 3 plus 1. So, you have 6 over 4 or this is 3 over 2. Next, for a sub 4, you have 2 times 4 all over 4 plus 1. That is 8 over 5. Next, you have 2 times 5 all over 5 plus 6. So, that is 10 over 6 or 5 over 3. Now that we know the pattern for the first, kung paano natin nakuha yung first 5 terms of this sequence, we can now find the values of a sub 6 and a sub 7 by applying the same pattern. And eventually, makukuha na natin yung explicit form ng sequence na yan. Okay, let's go back to the solution. So for a sub 6, you have 2 times 6 all over 6 plus 1, so that is 12 over 7. And for a sub 7, that is 2 times 7 all over 7 plus 1, which is equal to 14 over 8 or 7 over 4. So therefore, the next two terms of this sequence are 12 over 7 and 14 over 8. Okay, and so our explicit form for this sequence is a sub n equals to 2n all over n plus 1 for n greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so that's it for the explicit form of a sequence. Siguro one last tip lang, we don't have the same perspective, okay? The way I see the pattern of the sequence given its terms might not be the same kung paano mo siya nakikita. So, the bottom line, what I'm trying to point out is that hindi ko kayo i-restrict na ito lang dapat yung gagamitin nyo. Yung paraan ko, yun lang yung gagawin nyo. Kung may iba kayong technique na mas nadadalian kayo para makagawa agad ng formula para dun sa sequence na yun, then go for it. As long as ma-justify mo kung paano mo nakuha yung pattern na yun at kung applicable talaga yung pattern na yun para dun sa given na sequence, then it's okay. I can consider that. Okay? Also, yun na, ulitin ko lang, don't be afraid to commit mistakes. Kasi nga, trial and error lagi ang paggawa ng isang formula. Lagi nyo lang tatandaan na para lang kayong nagtra-translate from verbal phrase to mathematical phrase. Once nakahanap na kayo ng pattern, all you have to do next is to come up with a mathematical equation na parang interpreting that pattern na nakuha ninyo or na-gets ninyo doon sa given na sequence. Okay? So, just in case na meron kayong questions, so just please leave a comment on our LMS chat box and I'll try to give a response as fast as I could. Ayan, so until our next session, God bless you, stay safe, okay? Now, let me end this presentation by this quote of the day. So, yeah. Just because something is difficult doesn't mean you shouldn't try. It just means you should try harder. Kaya niya yan. Don't give up. Gawa ng paraan lahat ng bagay. Kaya niya yan, class. So this has been Miss Yana, and yes, I'll see you on our next session. Bye!